What is up, everybody? This is Lloyd with Iron Dog Journey. It is a beautiful Saturday morning, and man, I'll tell you what, I was, as per usual lately, very, very tired when I woke up, and it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, but I got it on, and I'm happy about that. I decided yesterday to start a new challenge. It gives me something to think about, something to work for. I'm not gonna lie, I hesitated about saying anything, and I hesitated about doing it at all. I've tried a lot of challenges in the past, and something usually comes up. I get sick, work interrupts my schedule, whatever. For some reason, I end up missing a day, and for whatever reason, I just don't allow myself to pick it up where I left off, or I just kind of, I don't know what to do at that point, I guess. I kind of give up, because, life happens, that's normal, but for whatever reason, I give up on it. And so I've never actually completed one of the challenges. A long time ago, I did a couple, sort of, I never told anybody about it, but I just kind of wrote in my journal, and I ended up, finishing those challenges. But this particular challenge I came up with is 100 days of exercise in the morning, make a video every single day, upload a video every single day. Part of my challenge was to eat healthy, for 100 days, no junk food, etc. I decided I could have coffee in the morning, but I can't have any creamer or anything like that. It just has to be straight coffee. And then after that, I can have a protein shake, but after that I just drink water throughout the day. And also reading every single day. So I'd like to do, less social media and TV, movies, whatever, and more reading. I think it's kind of a, cleanse the mind, heal the body, that kind of thing. And so today would be day one, and I know some of the challenges are, you get sore, obviously, without any rest days, and so I'll have to figure that one out. When I was going to the gym, it was pretty easy to switch, from an upper body to a lower body. There's different ways to mix it up at the gym. Since I'm not going to the gym, and my knee, my knee is pretty messed up, my IT band or something, so squats and those kind of things can really, really hurt. So not really sure what I'm gonna do, because if you just do upper body all the time, you can't do, there's lots of people obviously that do all kinds of the same workouts all the time and they're just fine. I don't know, I'm just gonna have to figure it out, but that's one of the challenges, and then of course finding the time repeatedly to show up, do the work. Now, mind you, this is coming off of almost a month of not exercising because I was so sick. I was coughing every single day, and I'd cough all night. And I'm so thankful that I think for the most part that's behind me. but that was rough, man. I just stopped exercising. There was several days and weekends where I stopped setting my alarm because I thought it might help me, so I didn't get up at 4:44, which I've been doing for like the past 2 or 3 years. And so that really threw off my rhythm. So, at any rate, I'm back to it now. So, needless to say, my body has to catch up. I don't feel strong. I feel like, I've definitely gotten weaker, but that's okay. It'll catch up. My attitude mostly is changed a little bit, which is disheartening. I'm not quite as positive and ready to go. There's some doubt in my mind, and I think that'll change with repetition. So yeah. Today is day one. Like I said, I fought whether I would even do this challenge or not, just because, that little fear creeps in and says, oh, you're just going to quit, you're going to give up, you're not going to be able to do it. How many days are you even going to last? And even as I say this, I doubt myself, But, I do know that I don't care what kind of challenge it is. That's what keeps you going. That's what keeps you young. You got to have something to shoot for, because I think a lot of people mistake, just showing up and not really having any goals. Sometimes that's enough for a little while, but after a little while, it's not enough. You got to have something that's driving you forward. You got to have that why that drives you forward, that you get excited about, that you look forward to, that you're shooting for something. And maybe everybody's different, but for me, that's what I need to push me. So, I also forgot one of my goals. A couple of my goals is also to try to meditate every day. And I also want to meditate, journal, and keep track. I downloaded like a habit tracker so I can keep track. I think that's important. For me, it's important. I love to see my progress. I love to be able to check that box and say, yeah, I did that. And then see those things add up really quick. Feels good. It's inspiring. I think I really want to be an example for somebody out there. I've had a lot of struggles in my life, as has everyone, I'm sure. But sometimes I feel like I want my struggles to mean something. I want the things that I've gone through and still go through to be beneficial to somebody, and not just struggle for nothing, no reason. I want to be able to help somebody and say, you know what, if I can do it, you can do it. If nothing else, we can do it together. So I think that's one of my goals. Another one of my goals is to just prove to myself that I can be this person that I have inside. My stepdad kind of made me feel like I was pretty worthless and I wasn't capable. He made me feel like I wasn't able to do things. I felt kind of stupid, even though I think it's just the opposite. But I felt pretty inadequate, and so I kind of developed this doubt in my mind. And it's funny. I always describe myself. People will say, oh, are you a pessimist or an optimist? And I'd say I'm probably the most pessimistic optimist there is. Because part of me does believe that anything is possible if you just focus your energy and you're willing to put the time in. And then of course I'm the pessimist because I just doubt my own abilities. You know, I would be anybody's cheerleader. You know, I would tell anybody anything's possible if they asked me if they were able to do something or not do something. I'd say 100% people are able to do whatever it is that they dream. But of course I don't give myself that same luxury a lot of times because I doubt myself, which is stupid. But that's why I'm working on this project. That's why I record these videos. That's why I do these voiceovers, because it's good for me mentally. And you know, like I said, who knows? Maybe I could help somebody else as well. So when I'm hitting this heavy bag today, well, first of all, I did 50 Navy Seal Burpees, which was extremely tough for me. I used to be a little stronger than I am now, I think. More endurance, more stamina, but you know what? I gotta give myself grace, and I gotta say you are where you're at, and that's okay. Be where you're at, you know, do what you can do, not, you know, everybody else can do hundreds. Fantastic, good for them. But for me, that's where I'm at, and I need to be where I'm at. And I need to be thankful that I can do what I can do, you know, with a heart surgery and a pacemaker, and, you know, my age. I'm like, man, give yourself a break. You're doing just fine. You're doing better than a lot of people. And the whole point is to just keep improving. So if you can't do it, then keep trying, and then after a while you will be able to do it. So that's my thought process on the Navy SEALs. I've been avoiding since I started coming back to exercise, because quite frankly they're just hard and I feel very weak. My push-ups are very weak. I was much stronger before, and sometimes that's hard to reconcile, because you feel like, man, I was so strong. I used to be able to do this. I could run this far. I could do that, and now I can't. And it's discouraging. But it's just science. Like, your muscles just haven't had the work, and just keep doing the work, and the muscles get stronger. I mean, that's just science. It's not some crazy thing. It's just basic science. So I know if I just put in the work, it'll happen. So, and I got to remind myself of that. And then when I was hitting the heavy bag today, I was mostly just trying to get in the movement. I'm just trying to get some sweat. I'm trying to get a little bit of cardio, work on technique. The cool thing about the heavy bag is you can use your imagination as you're doing it, you know, rather than just running. I love running, don't get me wrong, or basic cardio. The cool thing about the heavy bag is, you know, you have an imaginary opponent in your mind, and you can work on technique. You can work on, you know, dodging, and you can work on different types of punches, different footwork, etc. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's why I like the heavy bag. Not to mention, when you are able to, you know, really take out your aggression on it, it feels good. There's something primal about it that feels great. In the mornings, you know, I'm out here so early and everybody's sleeping, so I try not to make a ton of noise. I still have yet to test it and see how much noise I can make. But I'm trying to be courteous so I don't hit it too hard. In one of the other videos, it was during the day, and I was able to actually slam on the bag a little bit, and that felt good. There's something good about that. But yeah. So when you watch this video, you're gonna notice that there's a lot of music on here. You know, it's 34 minutes, and I'm using this library of songs. You know, some of them are only a couple minutes long, and so it takes a lot of songs. It takes a lot of songs to fill up this timeline, and so it was kind of a challenge that way. You know, and I'm doing this all on my phone. You know, when I edit video at work, you know, I'm on a desktop computer. You know, I have the luxury of really fine-tuning things and trimming things, and you know, picking out the right music and, you know, timelines, you know, the multiple tracks and multiple audio tracks, etc. But on your phone, you know, all these programs for video editing are very limited. At least the ones I've found. I'm sure there's good ones out there, but so far I'm just cheap, and I don't pay for a subscription or anything. I used to have an Adobe an Adobe subscription at home that was the full package. Since I do photo and video, I do you know, I used to do the entire Adobe package, and it came with all kinds of video editing software. You know, Adobe Premiere is what I use most. But at home, I switched to DaVinci Pro because A, it's free, and B, it's better than Premiere in my mind. But I think it's DaVinci Pro. I don't think it's Pro. Anyway, DaVinci Resolve. Yeah. But I don't have that on my phone. Unfortunately, I don't think they have a app for the phone. But this app is really good so far. So like I said, today is day 1 of 100. I've got mountains to climb for sure. I was trying to think forward into the future about my schedule, and I know that there's a marathon in April here in Oklahoma City, and I think I'll be filming a video for that at probably 4 or 5 in the morning. I do video for our transit agency here in Oklahoma City. I'm the photo video guy, so I do all the video, and I have to do video with the streetcar and people getting on and off the streetcar to go run the marathon. So I have to be up very early, and I'm not sure how that day is going to work out. I know excuses are ridiculous. Excuses are worthless. You know, I'm sure somewhere in that day I can find time to exercise. Just because it isn't, in the morning the way I normally do it, because that's my routine. So what? If you have a challenge, you have a challenge, and you need to make sure it happens. In all honesty, I'm kind of bummed because I ran that marathon I think 2 years ago, the only marathon that I've ever tried to run, and I got the idea to do it like maybe a month before, and of course I think I got sick, and then I got injured, so I didn't get any training in. But I did run the marathon. I finished it. This was before I got my pacemaker as well. It was hell on earth. About mile 7 or 8, my leg, the injury I had just flared up, and it killed me. Like it made it pretty impossible to run. On top of that, I realized how bad of shape I was in. I was probably at about 210 pounds. When I look back at the photos, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm, 177 today. I got down to 170 a little while ago, but I was 210, and the photos, I was like, wow, I can't believe I was out there running a marathon. And I did finish the marathon, but I was literally, I know it's embarrassing, but I was the last one to cross the finish line to actually get, the medal. And it was sad. It was a low point and a high point, because I felt amazing that I did it, and it was emotional, because I finished the marathon, I ran the marathon, but it was also sad and disheartening because, they were packing up at the end of the finish line. There was no fanfare, no food, no, all the cool things that everybody gets. Like, I didn't get that. And of course, I've got that voice in my head that says, you're a loser. This is the way your life is. This is the way it's always been. This is the way it's always going to be. And of course, it's weird how life tries to confirm that for you, because you get what you believe. If you believe you're a winner, then you're going to be a winner. And most of your life, you're going to experience winning. And if you believe you're a loser, then that's what you're going to get. And I've had to fight that. I grew up thinking, I grew up poor, and I grew up uneducated, and I didn't make friends, and I was shy, and I couldn't be in sports because of my heart, etc., etc., etc. I had 3 fathers, and, my parents had drinking problems and all that good stuff. So I grew up kind of thinking I was worthless, and unfortunately, that's hard tapes to break. Those are the things that stick around in your mind, and for the rest of your life, you still see yourself as that nerd, that dumb kid with no friends that nobody cares about, nobody likes, and it's hard to beat. But like I say, I've worked for decades on it, and I've come a long ways. I mean, I'm not even the same person, not even close. I'm light years away from who I used to be, and I'm thankful for that. But it still creeps up. It still creeps up. Those bad thoughts, those bad tapes, they're hard to overcome. But I think that one of the reasons why I'm doing this challenge is because I can do this. I can work through these thoughts. I can record these videos. I don't care if anybody watches or not. I'm not an influencer. I'm not a whatever. I mean, it'd be awesome if people watched. It'd be awesome if people cared. It'd be awesome if people listened. Maybe took something away from it. But I don't expect that. I don't. I think it'd be neat, but I don't expect it. But I do expect me to be the best me that I can be, because I'm no good to anybody if I'm not. And so, one day, one rep at a time. So yeah, day 100. It's funny how quickly these days go. If you journal, in my journals, I've had a zillion different challenges, and where I keep track of how many days, etc. You'd be so surprised at how quickly those numbers go by. For me anyways, I see that, day after day after day just flies by. I mean, we're into March of 2024 already. That's unreal. This year is going fast. And the older you get, the faster it goes. So I do know that, if you start a challenge, time can go really, really quick. I think as this series goes on, I'll be able to develop my content a little better. I'll be able to come up with more of a message. I'm kind of freestyling here, and that's okay, because I figure my audience is small, if any. I know the video yesterday, I don't think hardly anybody watched that, and that's fine. Well, I won't lie to you. Mentally, my brain starts going, oh, see, nobody cares. Nobody's going to listen to this. And when I'm insecure about something, like yesterday, my workout area here is in my new garage, and there's different lights in there. So I thought, oh, this overhead lighting, on the garage door itself will create cool shadows and I'll look really cool. And, the irony of it is, I look terrible. In all honesty, I was pretty insecure about the way I looked yesterday, because of my chest. Dealing with that gynecomastia, whatever the hell they call it, due to malnutrition in my late teens, early 20s, and then not taking care of myself for many, many years. Basically the man boobs, whatever. It's very embarrassing. And of course, the heavier you are, the worse it gets. And for some guys, it's just a matter of losing weight and then it just goes away. Unfortunately for me, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just going to be a part of me forever, unless I have surgery or something. And on top of all the other things I've dealt with mentally, that's something that's really plagued me. And anyway, so that lighting yesterday, I was like, wow, that was really terrible. And of course, nobody was watching the video at all. And, it's Friday and whatever, and who knows, could be coincidence. Doesn't really matter. But it's still, your brain starts messing with you and you start thinking, well, man, people they're embarrassed for you and they're making fun of you, or who knows. Who knows. But, yeah. The brain just starts playing tricks on you, and you start going back to those old bad tapes. And but I think that's another thing. That's why I do this series. That's why I record myself, because this is my way of saying to me, this is who you are. Get used to it. Don't worry about anybody's judgment or thoughts, or who gives a damn. Really, who cares? Like I said yesterday, anybody who would judge is not somebody that I care about. Because anybody who cares about me wouldn't judge, and anybody who doesn't can F off. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway. Yeah, well, this is another video, rambling, but I guess this is the experiment that I'm doing. So, like I said, day one, I'm hoping day 100 will look a little different than day one. But I can tell you one thing, this has been pretty cathartic, talking through my thoughts. This is what I do. This is what I do in my journal. I just write down my thoughts. So being able to actually say my thoughts and express my thoughts while the viewer has something to watch, if they so felt like it, is pretty cool to me. Being able to have a little background music is kind of cool. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a good experiment. It's been a good day one, And man, I was tired when I woke up. I knew it was going to be a tough one, and it's actually pretty good. I usually feel pretty good as long as I just get going. That's the key. Just get going. Just do something. So I would encourage anybody out there, whether you're just starting or whether you're already on your journey, just keep going. You don't know what's around that next corner. You know, your breakthrough is around that next corner. Your next milestone is around that next corner. I mean, you just don't know unless you keep showing up. And the people who don't show up, they never see it. They never get to experience it. And sometimes that breaking down of your walls and your pain your pain threshold, you start going, oh my God, there's a whole nother world out there that you didn't even know existed because you weren't willing to try. So I think it's pretty cool. I recommend it to anyone. Do something. Get out there and do something. So anyway, if you actually watch this, listen to it, I really appreciate that. Again, if you have any thoughts, ideas, comments, go ahead and throw them down there in the comments there, and I encourage you to start or continue or get on your journey in one way, shape, or another. One way, shape, or another, right? I encourage you to get going or continue on. Start today. Do it. It's worth it. All right. Well, I'll let you watch the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and I hope you have a great Saturday. This is a really great day to have a great day. All right. This is Lloyd from Iron Dog Journey. Peace.
But I guess that's what's supposed to happen, right? It's supposed to be tiring. Otherwise, what's the point? Oh, I'm proud of myself once again. It's Saturday. I kind of started a new challenge for myself, but I've been second guessing it. But technically, this would be day 1 of 100. It's Saturday, guys. I'm happy to be alive. I'm thankful. All right. Stay strong.